welcome to season 2 of The Curious Cook. I'm Athena Reich, and before I start anything, I want to say thank you to our donors who contributed on our Indiegogo campaign that helped make season 2 possible. Now, you're like, who is this amazing man right here? This is Jase Grimm, our co-host. And I'm so excited I got to meet him.
My name is Jase Grimm. I'm an Iowa boy, been all over the world, had so many adventures, and my most recent adventure has brought me here to New York and to The Curious Cook.
Let's get started. So what's the first thing we're gonna make for season 2?
Well, we're gonna start off this new season with a recipe that I affectionately call crack.
Crack. Why is it called crack?
Because it is ridiculously addictive.
Amazing. And where did you learn how to make crack?
I first had crack at the South Pole in the middle of a cold, dark winter.
Sounds like you would really need crack down there.
It helped.
All right, bring it on.
So, first thing we need to do is make sure our oven is preheating to 350 degrees.
What is this? I've never seen this before, Silpat.
A Silpat is a silicone baking sheet, and so instead of using parchment paper and grease, you can use this. It's easy to clean, nothing will ever stick to it, and you don't have to use any fat.
Fabulous, and we're really concerned about fat here, I can see today.
Obviously, with a half a pound of butter, we're concerned about fat.
Right, but the cool thing about this is it's environmental, it's reusable, it's safe.
We're going green.
Yeah, it's going green.
Awesome.
Also.
So while you arrange those very neatly and tightly on that baking sheet,
Yeah.
I will take our 8 ounces of butter and a cup of light brown sugar. Always making toffee, use equal parts of butter and sugar. So we'll gently warm the butter and sugar together and let that melt together, and we'll bring it up to a simmer and let it simmer for 3 minutes.
Do you have it on low, is that right?
Yeah, low. Always want to work slowly with caramels. Don't raise the temperature too fast because there is a risk of that butter separating from the sugar. And if that happens, I have a couple tricks to bring it back together. One thing that's very important is to have a nice heavy bottomed pan, because in a thin pan the heat will be unevenly distributed and you'll burn some spots, it won't cook in some spots. So a heavy bottom pan is very important, as well as a thermometer. And I have a digital thermometer, but you can use an old candy thermometer or a bimetallic stem thermometer if you feel so inclined. And
already it's just butter and sugar, but it looks good to me.
Just butter and sugar, you can't go wrong.
It's what the South was built on.
Says the Canadian.
I'm a Canadian, but I know what they did down there.
So we're just at 226 right now. 290 is what we're looking for, but it usually takes about 3 minutes.
I want to smell it.
It smells pretty good already.
Oh my god, it smells amazing.
And you can make toffee and caramels with white sugar, but the dark sugar gives it a little bit more of a nuttiness and a deeper flavor.
So are you using organic butter?
I am using organic butter. Whenever possible, I try to buy organic, I try to buy local. And with things like sugar, chocolate, and vanilla, fair trade is a good idea because that supports the farmers and the workers who work really hard to make a delicious product. So now that the toffee has come up to 290 degrees, we can add these 3 ingredients.
Fabulous.
So first, our peanut butter, and then our honey. And you can add that vanilla for me.
Okay.
Perfect. Mix that in there thoroughly. It smells amazing. That hot vanilla.
So if people are afraid to try this at home, what would you suggest would make it easier?
To make it absolutely idiot-proof, you can use white sugar and butter, and you could even omit these 3 ingredients, and that would make it even simpler to do at home.
Okay.
But I like to zest things up a little bit, make it a little fancy. So now that is a nice homogeneous mixture, I love that word. We're going to spread it.
I'm sure you do.
We're gonna spread it over our saltines evenly. It doesn't have to be absolutely even because once we put it in the oven, it'll bubble and even itself out. But you want to get it pretty much everywhere. Then we'll just throw this guy into the oven for about 5 minutes. Let that bubble up.
Ooh.
Very nice and bubbly. You see how it kind of spread out a little bit?
Huh?
And now while it's still getting hot, if you'd love to help me
Sure.
sprinkle these on, Just kind of evenly distribute them across that.
Now what?
Now we're gonna let it cool, and then
Okay.
we'll break it into pieces. And if you're impatient, like me, we're gonna let it cool in the refrigerator.
Ooh, I like that idea.
All right, it'll be ready even faster. There you go. Well, our crack has been cooling in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes, so let's pull it out.
Bring it out. I'm jonesing for some crack.
Here it is,
Oh!
in all of its glory.
It looks gorgeous.
You can cut it into nice shapes, but I think nice organic, oblong.
This reminds me of bark.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
I mean, it looks really gorgeous. You would never think it's just, regular, nondescript salt crackers underneath.
That's
Yeah.
the secret.
It is.
All right, well, looks like we have enough for us and our guest. You ready for the interview?
I am so ready. Welcome to our show. This is Leigh Abbey. She is the author of Two Brides to Be, a gay wedding blog. Please enjoy some crack. Thank you. This looks amazing. You're known as a gay wedding blogger now. Do you ever feel typecast as a gay writer or a wedding blogger?
I do, but not in a bad way. I feel like I write essays, I write nonfiction, so I write from life, and this is my life, and this is what people are interested in. And when you're just living your life, you don't think of yourself, I don't think of my relationship as a gay, lesbian relationship. I think of us as just a normal couple who are planning a wedding.
I want to talk about your name, Leigh Abbey, because you recently changed it. Tell us about that.
My wife and I decided when we got married that we would just kind of create our own new tradition and come up with a new last name. So we used her middle name, which was Abbey, and now we've both legally changed our names. So I'm Leigh Abbey and she's Samantha Abbey.
And where did you get the name Abbey from?
It was her great-grandmother's name, and then it was her middle name, and we just thought it was a nice, simple, easy name.
Now that y'all are hitched, what's next for Two Brides to Be?
Currently on the blog, I'm updating readers on how the wedding went down, what we wore, all of the dirty details about the whole wedding weekend.
Do you have any advice for newly engaged couples?
I do. I tell all of my newly engaged friends, sit down together and talk about what your dream wedding is and plan around that dream. If you start trying to make everybody else happy, you're gonna find that you can't make everyone happy and you're just gonna end up disappointing yourselves and each other. So plan the wedding that you want to plan, and the people who love you will come together and help out.
We're going to play a little game with you to
Uh-oh.
see how well you know your competitors. So Jase is going to bring up a competitor gay blog, or just wedding blog. Just wedding blog, and see if you can name it.
Okay.
All right, you ready for your first one?
Ready.
I'm gonna keep my thumb here so I block the URL. You know this blog?
That looks like green wedding shoes.
Oh, you're good. You are good.
That looks like Style Me Pretty.
Again, on it.
That is definitely On a Bicycle Built for Two, a lesbian blog, one of my favorites.
Wow.
How do you do that?
Thank you. I spend too much time reading blogs.
So everybody be sure to follow Leigh Abbey. Her website is Two Brides to Be, and she will have a book coming out about your experiences as a
As a lesbian.
As a lesbian who fell in love and got married. So please follow Leigh Abbey, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
on
guys
our
for
show.
having me. I'm taking all this crap home.